In this week's episode of Tokyo Ghoul Route A, Friday the 13th comes early this year because Jason lives. Kind of, in the form of a brand new weapon, which is known as Juzo's weapon. Juzo's Jason. Yeah, this week's episode was pretty exciting. I'm glad that they're finally expanding on the character of Juzo a little bit more and actually giving him a brand new Kinkei weapon to play with, which takes the form of a massive scythe, which can cut directly through steel without really any resistance at all. And this just proves that Juzo is going to be one hell of an awesome character. And I love the overall design of the weapon. A big scythe weapon is always really cool in an anime series, but I like how it's actually designed after Jason's weapon, the way his weird tail and Kagane looked. It's very similar to that, and I really can't wait to see more of that in action. But this week's episode was really exciting because it immediately opened up with a bang. There was this one ghoul who was getting transported to this ghoul internment camp, which is going to be a really important part of this season, especially at the very end of this week's episode. But this is when suddenly Ayato and Kaneki jump from the sky and start attacking all the police cars, flipping them up into the air, and when suddenly Kaneki is actually attacked by those two twins, which are wearing those weird swirly masks with the single eye, and that's because they also have one ghoul eye, and Kaneki is really shocked when he sees this, and I was in the last week's episode too, because there really aren't any other people in the series that are just like him, and I really can't wait to see who they're overall affiliated with, because they just add a little bit more mystery to this awesome show. So, while they're attacking all of these police officers, they're actually trying to save this other ghoul by the name of Naki, who used to be an underling of Yamori, or Jason. And this guy is crazy. He's really insane, over the top. He throws all these temper tantrums and has seizures on the ground. He cannot get over the death of his beloved master Yamori, and he actually believes that Kaneki is the one who saved him and not the one who actually ended up whipping his ass, and I can't wait to see how they're going to have a confrontation later on as the series is going to go. But I still think it's amazing how Kaneki himself has had almost no dialogue whatsoever in any of the major key scenes. A lot of the scenes are just him being silent and brooding and just plain awesome looking, and I still can't wait to learn the real motive behind what his plan is. And at the end of the episode is any indication, it looks like both him and Ayato are actually getting ready to go to that ghoul internment camp. At least that's what it looks like to me, and they might actually be trying to break all these guys out. It's either that or it's one of the Dove's headquarters, but I just cannot wait to see where that's going. But the other things about this episode, and something that I do think is really interesting, is how they're focusing on the character of Toka and how she's getting ready to go to school. She's going to go to the same university that Kaneki and her friend Nagachika went to. Speaking of which, he makes a pretty big appearance this week. He's actually working as the messenger boy for the Doves, and I'm guessing he's doing this so that he can get closer to the investigation and learn a little bit more about Kaneki, because if you saw the first episode of the second season, he clearly knows what's going on. He had binoculars, he could see that Kaneki was a weird, freaky ghoul creature, he could see all of those people. He probably even saw Toka. So he's basically trying to act as a double agent and get his way on the inside. And I think that's pretty interesting, although you can tell that Akira Mato can read him like a book. And let's not forget the amazing scene where a group of the Aogiri ghouls are actually attacked by the gourmet himself using his weird twirly spiraled arm. That dude is so over the top and hilarious. He's still mad over the fact that he is not going to be able to be the one that actually gets to kill and eat Kaneki, and even his subordinates think he's a pretty sick bastard overall. So, what's the rundown on this week's episode of Tokyo Ghoul Route A? Much better episode than the last one, probably because I certainly enjoyed the action, but I really love the development from all the different sides. I really like how there's so many different parties who are basically at war with each other, and I really love the whole dynamic of Toka at the Anteku shop, how everybody there is becoming more human, and Kaneki and his group is becoming more ghoul. And just something about that I find is really interesting. Not to mention, you have the Doves doing their own thing, Juzo getting his brand new weapon this week, which was awesome and certainly a nice preview to his abilities. And then, of course, we had the big scene at the very end where Kaneki and Ayato are arriving, which I believe that's at the internment camp. Maybe they're going to start to bust everybody out of there. And there's a lot of real top-quality, high, powerful ghouls in there that are going to kick some ass. So I cannot wait to see what they're going going to do. And I just loved that action scene at the beginning of this week's episode. It really got the heart pumping, and it got you excited, especially with the introduction of those two twin characters. I can't wait to see who they're affiliated with and what their whole deal is going to be, and how they'll possibly tie into the origins of Kaneki, being that apparently they are half ghoul as well, and they're totally doing the whole yin-yang thing. I just love those characters, and it looked like they're actually going to be pretty formidable the way they combine their attacks. Speaking of which, the animation, the artwork looked really fantastic this week. That combined with a wonderful soundtrack and just the overall moody and melancholy feel of the show just really makes this one to check out, and one that's still very surprising. I'm just still questioning everything and really shocked, but I love the action, I love the style of the show, and I can't wait to see what they're going to do the rest with Tokyo Ghoul Route A. So I really liked this episode a lot. It was a really good setup episode, and there was a little bit of action and a little bit of mystery, intrigue, and a little bit of character development, in particular from the characters of Toka and Nagachika. I'm really glad that they're focusing on them because they seemed like they were a little minor in the first half, in particular Nagachika, and he seems like he's going to be a main character. There is one part that I almost forgot about, which is a little strange, and I honestly have no idea where this is going because it was a real short scene. It was the scene where Hinami was going to this book signing with this really odd and sort of obscure-looking author who just had this very messy look about her, and she just seemed very strange, and she was signing a book for her, which was going to go to Kaneki, and she reacted very strongly when this name was mentioned, making me believe that she probably is a ghoul herself. The thing is, I just don't know what her affiliation is, and she just has a creepy-ass smile. But it certainly got my attention, just like the rest of the second season of Tokyo Ghoul. So this week's episode was a very nice setup, very high quality, and one that I think fans of the series are definitely going to like. Whether they followed the anime version, or if they even read the manga version, I think they'll definitely get something out of this episode. So I'm going to give this one a 4 out of 5. Not a perfect episode, but one that is definitely very high quality that you should check out if you are following the series. Thank you guys for watching my review. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And before you guys leave, please tell me what you thought about this week's episode of Tokyo Ghoul Route A. Please tell me in the comment section below, what do you think about those two twin girls? What did you think of the action, the brand new character of Naki? And who's that girl who was signing the book for Hinami? What's the deal with that? Please tell me all your comments, your thoughts, and your theories in the comments section below. And remember, before you guys leave, please subscribe to our channel if you have not already. You can do that by clicking on the channel icon right up here. It's really, really easy to do. Make sure to follow us on our social media. And remember, if you guys want to donate directly to us, you can do that by looking at our PayPal link in the description box. Or you can also use our Amazon Associates link whenever you make a purchase on Amazon. Use our link, save that as your bookmark whenever you make a purchase. It'll help support our channel. But remember, the best way to support our channel is to simply watch our videos, like them, and share them with your friends. Thank you guys again for watching. Super Kami Guru 9000 out.